Boseman played many iconic African-American roles, from Jackie Robinson to Thurgood Marshall. Graduating from Howard University in Washington, D.C. in 2000, he returned to his alma mater 18 years later for a powerful commencement speech, and our Rhodia Adams was there.
Your own unique difficulties with the heel. For some of you, the challenge was actually academic.
What kind of king you are going to be?
Black Panther had an impact on a generation eager to see the first African lead superhero in a Hollywood movie that broke box office sales in the United States and around the world. VOA visited an AMC movie theater to hear how Black Washingtonians felt about the powerful film.
The main positive impact is that younger people get to see a superhero that looks like them. If you grew up in a time of Superman and Batman and all these Caucasian superheroes, well, it's pretty nice to have an African hero or hero of color that you can aspire to.
The star of the movie, Mr. Boseman, was a student at Howard University. And for many years, I was an administrator, vice president of Howard University. And I felt a special kinship. I wanted to see one of our products in action. The reaction to the movie on the part of the Howard University community was tremendous. Mr. Boseman was honored at the university at the last commencement with the presentation of an honorary doctorate degree for his contribution to the world of theater arts. So we're in there all the way.
Our own RM show host Roger Muntu reflects on meeting with Chadwick Boseman.
I first met Chadwick Boseman at Howard University through a friend of mine, Jules. A few years later, when he was already getting big and had a few projects under his belt, I was sent to LA, to California and Hollywood to cover the Oscars for VOA, and that was the second time that I met with him, because as I was going then, I was trying to find out who I'm going to interview, who am I going to meet. A friend of mine, Jules, told me that, my friend Jules told me, say, Roger, you're going to California, Chadwick Boseman is there now, so maybe you can interview him because he already has a few projects. So when I got there and called him up, and we met at Sunset Boulevard in LA, in Hollywood. I remember one thing that stays in my mind today is that I asked him, I say, Chadwick, what are you working on right now? At least maybe you can tell me that. He told me, jokingly said that, Roger, if I tell you what I'm working on right now, I'm going to have to shoot you. That was just his way of playing. But, well, we just laugh. At that time, I didn't realize what it was until a few years back when Black Panther came out. That's when I was like, wow, unbelievable. I personally came to appreciate him even more. First of all, he was always down to earth, really easily to get in contact with, and he wasn't thinking of himself as this big Hollywood and superstar or whatever. But on top of that, to be able to keep something inside, something as that magnitude, it's unbelievable. Some people, some filmmakers, if they're working on a big project, they'll probably be eager to tell you about what they're working on. But he was able to just say, no, you will see when it comes on the screen. So that's a good memory of him.
Many people around the world continue to grieve and commemorate the late star's extraordinary talent and contributions to film, including filmmaker Patrick Wanjohi.
I'd say he's a symbol of a positive African story. Chadwick accepted a role of T'Challa on Black Panther, which changed the narrative that African stories are always negative.
Grace Kahari, director of Insignia Production, reflects on his most iconic role and impact he made on so many lives.
We were so proud to have this superhero come out that represents us as Black people, and you're like, oh wow, all of a sudden everybody is happy and embracing their Africanness and embracing their Blackness. And I don't think that any other actor would have been able to to embrace that role apart from Chadwick Boseman.
The passing of Boseman, who died at his home in the Los Angeles area with his wife and family by his side, was met with shock and disbelief. Black Panther co-star Michael B. Jordan posted a tribute on Instagram saying, "I wish we had more time. One of the last times we spoke, you said we were forever linked. And now the truth of that means more to me than ever." Marvel Studios tweeted, "His legacy will live on forever," while the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences posted that Boseman brought strength and light to the screen every time. Singer John Legend tweeted, "I'm so shocked and heartbroken about Chadwick. He was such a bright light, such a gifted performer. He brought grace, elegance, and power to everything he did. He always seemed to carry our ancestors with him, and now he joins them far too soon." Black Panther director Ryan Coogler released an emotional tribute, adding, "It is with a heavy heart and a sense of deep gratitude to have ever been in his presence that I have to reckon with the fact that Chad is an ancestor now." Star athletes also paid tribute to the late actor, from basketball star LeBron James to Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton. After clinching the record-extending 93rd pole position of his distinguished career, Lewis Hamilton stood proudly on top of his all-black Mercedes and crossed his arms for the Wakanda Forever salute, in memory of a hero of his own. And some of Chadwick's fans in South Africa also reacted to the news.
We don't find a lot of black superheroes, so meaning kids growing up, they will have a superhero. And that's, I think, the part that he's always played in the Marvel kind of studio movies.
You know what? I've always liked the idea of Black Panther. I like the cartoon, I like the movie, and I think what he was able to do is give Africanness not just a face, but the energy that goes with who we are. We have an incredible continent, we have really interesting people, and we're quite creative as Africans. And what I think is, it's just really sad he died, at such a young age, but he's played his part. And I wish I could have as much impact on the world as he has.
I'm a big fan of Marvel, yes, superheroes, and I've seen the Instagram post already, and I've seen how much impact he has done on the youth. He's an inspiration to our kids as well as the youth. We used to look up to him, and we still do, and his name will live on forever.
And in Chadwick's case, I think we saw it quite clearly. I mean, his run with the Marvel Studios as Black Panther is something that's undeniable in as far as what it did to shine a light on Black culture, and the diaspora as a whole pretty much responded to that and was warm towards his work, and that'll be greatly missed,
Rest in peace and power to a superhero on and off screen.